Und damit kommen wir zur Partie mit dem letzten verbliebenen Deutschen hier beim K.Huybrechts European Darts Grand Prix 2016. 20 Jahre ist er jung und zweifelsfrei eines der größten Talente, die wir in Darts Deutschland haben. Er ist aktueller deutscher Meister und er hat sich jetzt zum 3. Mal in Folge für das Hauptfeld eines European Tour Events qualifizieren können. Zum 2. Mal steht er hier in der 2. Runde und er will jetzt natürlich auch den Schritt in das Achtelfinale schaffen. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Berlin, The Wall, Martin Schindler! Martin Schindler nimmt es auf mit der Nummer 1 Belgiens. Ein Mann, der über die Turniere der PDC Europe es in die Weltspitze geschafft hat. Er hat Pro-Tour-Turniere gewonnen, er hat einen TV9-Data gespielt, er hat ein Major-Finale gespielt, er war in der Premier League mit dabei. Die aktuelle Nummer 14 der Welt aus Antwerpen, the Hurricane K.Huybrechts. Und herzlich begrüßen möchte ich auch den Caller dieses 3. Matches. Es ist the voice himself, Prix.
K.Huybrechts takes to the stage to begin the defence of his title here at the European Darts Grand Prix in Sindelfingen. The man who won the title last October, beginning his campaign against the sole surviving German player, the sole surviving host nation qualifier, the 20-year-old from Berlin, Martin Schindler, a man who really set pulses racing last night with that 6-4 win over Andy Bolton. But a much sterner examination lies in wait for the youngster. We don't need no education. Could be a lesson here dished out by K.Huybrechts for him, though. We shall see. Paul Nicholson alongside me for this one.
I never tire of that Martin Schindler walk-on. That, for me, he's got to start making TV events. That is sensational, that walk-on. I've put it on social media. I haven't told Martin how much I like it yet, but I'm sure I will. But you're right, tonight, it's a different proposition. You're against one of the form horses in the world right now. That's the Hurricane. Said last night they should rename Autumn the season of Huybrechts, because that's when he plays his best darts.
Well, we do get hurricanes in autumn, every now and then.
Now and again.
Get them all year round, really.
There was a storm before we left for Stuttgart the other day.
Absolutely.
But Martin Schindler's got his work cut out because Huybrechts looks in the mood.
He does indeed. Huybrechts, by the way.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on!
Huybrechts, the first of 4 Euro Tour champions on stage in succession here. I was just going to say, many of the crowd thought it had found its way through, but it is just a ton 40. I say just a ton 40. Brilliant start for Schindler.
96.
Not looking overawed by any stretch of the imagination. 4 Euro Tour champions, as I was saying, in succession on stage. Mensur Suljovic, the champion in Riesa a couple of weeks ago, follows
57.
This. Michael van Gerwen, of course, the world #1 against Darren Webster, and then Peter Wright takes on Brendan Dolan. Terrific fare on offer for the crowd here
93.
and for the TV audience as well on a Saturday night in Stuttgart.
Well, Martin Schindler, about 3 months ago, was seen as one of the German qualifiers that comes through, and he'd be like
45.
a whipping boy. If you got him, you'd think Christmas. As in now, 3 months later, here in Sindelfingen, it's a different proposition. He's troubled Robert Thornton. He's beaten Andy Bolton. He beat Janos Vegsha, who himself is starting to build a reputation.
And he almost beat Robert Thornton last weekend.
Absolutely right.
Losing that one 6-5 in Mulheim in the European Darts Trophy.
In a funny sort of way, it's probably good for Huybrechts because it keeps him focused, as if to say, OK, Martin Schindler's playing the best darts of his young career, so I've actually got to be on my game, and I can't afford to let him have opportunities.
Well,
81.
Schindler throwing first in this leg. He's the first to get to a sub-100 target. Huybrechts finding the 4 there as well. So won't be finishing at this particular time of asking, but he set it up very nicely indeed, and you feel that Schindler has to take this out, otherwise Huybrechts will secure a very early break of throw.
It's looking that way.
57.
That also sets up tops.
40.
Kim gets there first.
Game shot in the first
And
leg.
Kim takes it out first as well. So,
K.Huybrechts will want to keep the crowd as quiet as possible. And if he can keep doing that, just give himself opportunities, not mess around. I don't think we're going to see a very firework-laden Huybrechts tonight. I think you'll want to do a quiet job, keep the crowd out of it, and just get off stage with a victory. But Schindler, like you say, troubled Roy Thornton last week. And he'll want to continue his way of thinking,
85.
which is, you know what, there's no pressure on me. I'm just going to go up there, play it well as I have done the last couple of weeks, and see where it gets me.
Yeah. 2 European Tour titles for K.Huybrechts. He also won the Dutch Masters in 2013, but I'm pretty sure he'll be kicking himself, or will have been kicking himself, about the near misses that mean he is still looking for his 3rd European Tour title.
85.
Particularly when he squandered 7 match starts in that final against Mensur in Riesa a couple of weeks ago. And on 3 occasions in Europe this year, he has lost to Michael van Gerwen as well in the semi-finals. And guess what? They could well meet in the semi-finals again here if they maintain their progression.
Well, there you go, Kim. You know what you've got to do? You've got to get out of that number 4 seeding spot.
97.
Whether it be go to 5 or go to 3, just get out of his way, and then, tell you what, why don't you get him in the final instead? But he can beat Michael van Gerwen. He's beaten him at the Grand Slam. He's beaten him in a European Tour game before. So it's not like he can't live with him. I mean, last week in Mülheim, he had the opportunity to take him out. He had a 99 checkout.
Yeah, in the decider, yeah.
Yep. If he'd have taken that out, we'd be singing his praises in a totally different way.
Yeah.
But I like to look at the positives. The way Kim has played over the last couple of weeks, it's extremely encouraging for the rest of his season.
Well, Huybrechts is down to 32. Schindler has work to do here to at least put some pressure on, but this should be Huybrechts' leg for a 2-0 lead. Double 8 instead he wants now.
Game shot
And there's the end products. Yeah, just going back to those other semi-final meetings with Van Gerwen. One was in Dusseldorf after he'd beaten Gary Anderson in the quarterfinals, but in Gibraltar he was battered 6-0 in their semi-final meeting that day, having again beaten Anderson on the final day. So no trouble beating the world champion in Europe, but when it comes to take on an MVG this year, it's been an insurmountable obstacle for him.
I think Kim's game can definitely live with power scoring, because he might not be renowned as one of the power scorers like the Chizzies, the Andersons, and the Van Gerwens, but he's sneaky powerful, and he has a game plan when it comes to the route that he likes to take legs out. He's a big fan of double 16, and the only time really over the last few weeks that it's let him down was in that one game against Suljovic. And I know from speaking to Kim that he doesn't want that to be the legacy for the end of this season. He wants to put that right as soon as possible. And I spoke to him after last week when he narrowly got edged out by MVG, and I said to him, you know what, Kim, you're still a defending champion next week. You're still a European Tour champion. And if you look at it like that, there's no reason why you can't go on and win next week.
Yeah, the argument being that he is, in some respects, or many respects, the man to beat this weekend.
Well, from a consistency perspective, over the last couple of weeks, there's only been 2 guys who really have shown it. That's Suljovic and Huybrechts. So you never know. We were very close to having a rematch in the final last week. MVG saw that didn't happen. But it might happen this week, you never know.
Huybrechts once again down to a finish first on the Schindler throw. It's a big one, but he's more than capable of taking it out. Schindler on 203 minus these, so 98 remaining for Schindler. And Schindler with a chance here to register his first leg of the match. He's watched by his fellow German pro there, Max Hopp. You may just see him there in the black and white shirt near the railings.
58.
Well, he's not going to get a shot at a double, but Kim will. It's going to be 2 of them at tops, and that 20 is nowhere near the tops, which is good for him. This one needs to be closer. And he gets it there.
The third leg.
There's a lovely, confident smile on the face of the Hurricane, as if to say, you know what, I know I'm playing in enemy territory tonight. I'm not going to celebrate. I'm just going to have that little smile on my face.
Yeah, and so far Schindler is getting some education tonight here from K.Huybrechts, despite his walk-on music.
But you learn to lose, then you learn to win. Sometimes you've got to be in these positions against form players, people who are really high in the rankings, to say, you know what, can I live with this right now? I don't think anybody expected Martin Schindler to beat K.Huybrechts tonight. But Kim's still got to do the job.
And one of his jobs was to silence the crowd, and they've barely murmured in this match so far.
It was a different proposition last night when he played Andy Bolton, because they were involved from the very first dart until the very last dart.
60.
And there's a bit more of a snatch in the throw tonight of Martin Schindler. I can notice that. Just shifting that right shoulder to the front, which means that the darts are landing a little bit flight to the left.
Alan Norris awaits the winner of this one. Norris coming through 6-0 against Nathan Aspinall. This is halfway to being 6-0 as well.
No, we don't want it to be. We want to see lots of legs tonight. We want to see that 9-darter, don't we? And that's all I'm going to see on the matter.
It's enough ball. Yeah, another loose first dart from Schindler. There's been more than a few of those tonight so far, after 3.5 legs.
55.
He seems to be getting the hang of winning first-round matches over the last couple of weeks. Winning on a Saturday night is a different proposition, because the seeds come in, people with real experience and people who have won on the stage and around Europe.
Kim closing in on a fourth leg here, looking at 16.
88. Kim, you require 48.
Let's know it's going to be 60 for double. That's right in the middle. So is that.
Shot in the full flag.
Absolutely plumped. What a terrific line and length that was. That was terrific stuff from K.Huybrechts. 4-0. And Schindler just has no answers to this whatsoever.
140.
That's a good start. You know what he'll want to do from here, and that's just to get a leg on the board to start his journey. But K.Huybrechts desperately doesn't want to let that happen.
100.
I mean, 88 average, you'll think, well, that's terrible. But sometimes you just got to play well enough to get through and save your best stuff for other opponents. I mean, look at Jelle Klassen. I mean, he turned up tonight, you know, with a new haircut and really wanted to play well and give himself some confidence going into the next few weeks. And Johnny Clayton turned up and hit everything. I mean, 80% on doubles for 2 matches. I can't remember the last time I saw that.
60.
Yeah, he's missed, what, 3 darts at doubles this weekend. In 2 matches.
He's fast becoming one of those guys you definitely rely on for double 16.
140.
Well, the caption there illustrating that Huybrechts hasn't been too shabby tonight so far as well, nailing 2/3 of his doubles so far in this one.
He was looking for 60, treble 17 and bull.
65.
K.Huybrechts himself may be looking at the bullseye if he hits a 60. Treble 17 will leave that bullseye. He will go for it.
He has to.
Oh, and that would have piled the pain on. But Schindler, on a 2-darter, isn't guaranteed a shot at a double, though.
Well, he'll want to be. That's the least he can ask for here, and there's the shake of the head. That tells its own story. It's another
48.
Disappointing visit for Martin Schindler, just not making the most of that particular opportunity. Double 8 for Huybrechts for 5-0. Double 4.
Game shot in the 5th leg. K.Huybrechts.
No sympathy here.
Night follows day. K.Huybrechts takes it out, and it's 5-0. And it's all far too easy. He is absolutely cruising through this one.
We spoke earlier about sporting apologies. Kim is not going to apologise for this.
54.
He is not the kind of player, and this is one of the things I respect about his game. He doesn't apologise for anything. He is a brutal, brutal competitor. And I had a conversation with him at the World
45.
Cup last year when me and him had a few choice words. And his philosophy is almost like someone going into the octagon. He wants to go up there and kill his opponent off as soon as possible. And this is what he's doing tonight.
And a little wonder, the faces of the German camp, the support crew for Martin Schindler, are looking very, very subdued indeed at this moment in time. Huybrechts, well, ton 40 here. Well, it's just a ton.
100.
But he has a very healthy cushion once again on his throat.
He just doesn't look very stressed at all, does he, Kim? He just looks like he's practicing at home.
29.
Waiting for his daughter to cry out, "Daddy," just to spoil his rhythm, like he was talking about last week.
Now, this is another brilliant visit from Huybrechts.
100.
What about that?
71.
Sets it up absolutely exquisitely. Schindler, we talked about needing snookers. He needs snookers, and I think he needs a few free balls as well here.
Yeah, he does.
Kim, you require
He's got no outs
36.
left in a game of poker now because Huybrechts is double 9. Oh, he's going to split it. Double 8. And there it is. The Hurricane has swept through the wall and he's done a professional job tonight. We will see more of Martin Schindler, I am certain. But K.Huybrechts, Rob, he just coasted through there.
He certainly did. We'll see more of K.Huybrechts this weekend. He is through to the last 16 to face Alan Morris. Two men to have won their second round matches without losing a leg. And Kim, it was all far too easy for him. We'll hear from him very shortly. A reminder, on the way, we have another European Tour champion. Mensur Suljovic takes to the stage against a man who could give him one or two problems, given yesterday's evidence, Mick McGowan.
Hoffentlich ganz bald wieder auf einer Bühne auf der European Tour. Tja, und für K.Huybrechts geht es tatsächlich darum, diese Form möglichst lange zu konservieren. Noch kurz die Unterschrift auf das Dartboard. Da darf sein Name selbstverständlich nicht fehlen. Kim, congratulations. Very strong, very solid. 6-0.
Yeah, Martin didn't play the way he can. He's been doing good lately. He's qualifying for every tournament, so I expected a tough match. It didn't turn up. I didn't play the best I can, but I did enough to win.
What's the situation with you now? Are you trying to conserve, to keep that standard? Are you still trying to improve, or the level is very high? You're playing for weeks now.
Yeah, but you always have to try to improve. Even if you played a great game, you have to do even better. Especially in these days, to beat players like Michael van Gerwen, Peter Wright, Gary Anderson, you have to go so much above yourself, what you can do. And that's what we're trying. And today I've done what I have to do, but tomorrow I'm going to have to play a lot better against Alan. It's going to have to be better.
What kind of goals do you set? Do you set goals to say, okay, at the end of this year, I want to be number 10 in the world, or want to part of the top 10? Or?
It's difficult. I've done it in the past. Set goals. Sometimes you reach them, sometimes you don't. When you reach them, it's good. When you don't reach them, it's very frustrating. So it's not really goals you set for yourself. It's just where we get, and what doesn't happen, and we will see from there on.
Good to see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. K.Huybrechts, der natürlich